How do you get up to that if you walk in?
Oh, I put a ramp in.
Okay.
Yeah, and then you have kind of like a little walkway, which I thought I'd like cover it in glass. It's only one of the time. And then you get to the cafe. You've got the staff accommodation and kitchen. And then as you go onto the top floor, you have extra seating, bar area, and toilets. Then you've got the temporary gallery. I haven't done much to it because it's got to be a changeable space. So I thought if you had like white, like retractable panels, you could just pull them in and out whenever you had like a different piece to do it. And then again, the stairs and lift.
How do you get from the downstairs bit of the cafe to the upstairs?
Oh, you have to go for the main gallery.
Okay.
And I've got extra seating outside. And to get to that through a little lift, you've got like a little platform that goes literally like 900 mil up. And that's that there. And you've got stairs going up to deliveries because you need to stay downstairs.
Where's the temporary gallery?
Upstairs.
That one?
Yeah.
Where's the permanent gallery?
Downstairs. You walk straight into it.
Oh, I see. Right.
Yeah, and then I've got like small window slits on this side because you don't want direct sunlight from the south onto your painting. And then bigger windows, like as you see here, on the back. So you get nice views as well, especially from the cafe and the artist studios. Yeah, I was just looking at layering. I thought you as a person like the table, it could like layer up, like so have like a glass top, so you kind of tie in the building.
Sorry, I lost you. Why is the table like that? The table looks like a series of sitting on a series of bowls or something, one on top of the other, is it? What is it actually sitting on that glass?
I'm not entirely sure. I thought it was just like painted concrete or something.
Right, but how does that relate to your building?
Because I did layer some of the pebbles, and like the way I kind of like sectioned it out, so I thought it would be like a nice little tie-in.
What do you mean by layer? You put one on top of the other?
Yeah.
Right, okay. If somebody was talking about layering, I tend to think there were several things, one on top of the other, but okay. Right, and then where does the glass lid come in?
I don't know, I thought it just looked nice.
Okay, but you wouldn't have a glass top on one of these?
On what do you mean?
On top of...
Oh, like the actual roof?
Yeah.
No.
Okay. I think that doing what you did is a little misleading because it doesn't seem. I mean, you actually like that column with different colours going with it, don't you?
Not necessarily the colours. I'm not sure about the bright yellow.
All right, that it has layers in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And yet you've only got a maximum of 2 pebbles stuck on top of one another.
Yeah.
If you've got 10 pebbles standing on top of one another, I could kind of see it more, but I think you need to rethink that.
Okay.
And rethink its relevance.
Yeah, and then I've got the glass lift, which I thought, because you get a view from that side, sitting next to the glass window, so as you go up and down, you get a nice view from the lift and also from the stairs. And then I've kind of attempted it with some details, but I'm not sure if it's right.
Okay, well done. Daring stuff. Yeah, okay. You've made yourself a headache, haven't you? Draw that. Okay. I think the idea is a lot of fun. I wonder whether you can actually get enough accommodation in there. No, I think your stairs are. The stairs look really skimpy to me.
I think that one so each flight is like 1 meter wide.
Well, they need to be 1.2 wide. Okay, you guys, you've been working on it. How big is this? How long are your staircases work? How long does a stair? How high is your fourth floor?
3 meters.
Okay, who can tell me how many treads I need for 3 meters?
It's 17 risers
Yeah.
and 16 steps.
Spot on, 17. Right. So each tread has got to be what, 250, 220?
I think 2.88.
280 is it? Well, even if it's 250, I think you might be right actually. Even if it's 250, every 4 treads is a metre. So I don't think your staircase is big enough. You need to make the staircase bigger.
Yeah.
And do you know how big the things are?
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, roughly.
I don't know if it's big enough. I think you may need to make it bigger. I think the idea is really good fun. You just go into the artist's place off the ground floor. You don't go. It's not connected to the rest of the place at all.
You've got a door here,
Right.
next to the steps, and then you can also go through the main gallery.
Oh, right.
Here.
Yeah.
You can't see it 'cause you've got
Yeah,
this
yeah.
on top. You can see it here.
Okay. How are you going to draw it, and how are you going to model it?
I don't know how to model it because that obviously doesn't look that good. But I have no idea how to do it.
Come on, guys, how can she do this?
Go to the workshop.
Yeah,
Because my model was
yeah,
an
like the
actual
woman
mind
just carved
crazy.
it.
So I went to the workshop and they gave me good advice. And I reckon for yours you should make yourself like plasticine or something.
Yeah, that might be a good way to go to begin with. You could have made a plasticine model, but what would be really nice for you to do is if you can actually make it so it worked, and I'm not convinced it does work. I don't like the idea of having to go up that main staircase to get to the upstairs cafe and going through the gallery. But or is that? Did you say that's a bar?
Oh yeah, upstairs is a bar and extra seating.
Well, anyway, what would be really nice is if you could model it and then use the model to make your drawings. Because they're kind of odd shapes, you need to decide what shape they actually are. They're shapes where orthogonal drawing lets you down. You can draw a box using this kind of stuff perfectly well, but you can't very easily do a set of drawings like this. Yeah, I think go and talk to Kevin and see what you can do, and then you could. You see, if you can make a model, you can then make elevations by photographing the model from as far away as you can with a telephoto lens. That will give you an almost elevation. That would be good enough to draw, and then you can obviously do 3D views by taking photographs with camera and then drawing over it. the sections are a bit more difficult, and you can still work out fairly accurately what the shapes were if you actually had them. Because at the moment you're in a state where the shapes could actually be anything. I think try and make a model. It's difficult. Maybe you've got to make a big model. Go and talk to Kevin. Go and talk to Kevin and see what he suggests. But I think making a model would be a really good move. Why do you have the glass connection?
Oh, Rebecca suggested it. She thought as you walk through it might look nice, so you look to your right or your left and you see the sea.
That's going to be an odd shape, isn't it? You're going to have a series of kind of round-ish shapes. And then you're going to have this thing that's... I mean, you're obviously unclear about quite what it is.
Yeah.
By the way you've taken it up to the stone underneath, as if it was some kind of cylinder or something.
Yeah.
I mean, it could be a cylinder. It would look interesting. I'm not convinced by the lift at the end either. Maybe the lift at the end and the connections, corridor connection, are the same kind of thing. Possibly. I think firstly you need to work out, can you actually get, is there enough usable space in the accommodation? And if those, I don't know how accurate those sections are in terms of the size of things, but you haven't got any people in them.
Okay.
It would be useful to sort of get an idea of what a person would be like in one of those. I can see a door and a table. The artist space. The walls would be curved, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
And when you've drawn the plan, are you drawing it through kind of a white or what?
How do you mean?
Well, I mean, obviously a stone like that would sort of come up, and the walls would go outwards to begin with, and then they'd go sort of parallel to one another, only for a second, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then they'd start to go back in again. Obviously, if you drew it here, it's telling one story, and if you draw it here, it's telling another
I
story.
started it like going out, only a tiny bit. So it doesn't really affect the floor because it's the line under a mill bit, which you don't actually walk on. So it's not going to be an inconvenience. It just goes out and then starts going in.
So what you're saying is your blobs are kind of they're more or less going vertically when you get to sort of shoulder height.
Yeah.
You know.